Welcome to the Tuning In podcast, where we talk alignment, intuition, and our internal guidance system. We cover woo-woo topics in an approachable and practical way. I'm your host, Dana Evans of Alignful.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tuning In podcast. Thank you as always for joining me. This week, I just love to check in with you guys. Can we all just take a collective breath together? Go ahead and take a moment. Settle yourself in your seat. If you can, close your eyes if you're somewhere that makes sense. We're all here together. We're all here. We're all doing our best. We're all breathing. We're all offering up compassion in the best way we know how for ourselves and for others. We're all in this. We're all in this. Go ahead and take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold it and then release through the mouth. It feels so good. Another one, make it audible. Inhale through the nose. All the way up until it's uncomfortable in your chest, and then exhale through the mouth. Good, one more. Inhale through the nose, and exhale. That's nice. Thanks for joining me for that. Whenever we get a little out of sorts, a few deep breaths can take us very far. And I think I've mentioned this before, but my inner voice has been saying on repeat, breathe and receive, breathe and receive. So I've been really practicing finding my breath. Speaking of inner voice, have you signed up for a deep inner voice session with me yet? These are ridiculous. They're 2-hour sessions, and I take you deep into your inner voice, which, as I've described last week, it's just another frequency for you to tune into. It's your own inner wisdom. And those sessions I'm offering for the first 5 people who join a thank you price of $222, and there's 4 slots left. So you can book that this month or next month if you sign up as the first 5 and get that price. But I just want to thank you for participating, and really I want to encourage you to find that deep wisdom within you. I know it's scary. I know it can feel really uncomfortable because you're afraid of what you're going to hear. But that fear is coming from the mind, because what you're used to hearing from the mind is mean and harsh and immediate and black and white. Your inner voice doesn't speak like that, but it's hard for me to describe it. You just have to experience it. And if you're not quite ready to go there, I am offering these what are called emotional release or emotional beanbag sessions. And those are 44 minutes for $88. And they're a nice introduction to the inner voice. So those sessions, if you're feeling like you have something that's a little bit raw or some unprocessed emotion, or you keep getting triggered by something you're not quite sure why, these sessions, they do help guide you toward your inner voice, but they are more used as a way to process emotion. I'm creating a space and will hold space and help guide you through some emotion that might be stuck. And we call them bean bags because it's like you might feel, for example, something in your throat. I had a client the other day who it felt like something was blocking in her throat. And she said, it feels like a cantaloupe. So it has a size and a shape, and you just find that area of your body. And then I help you move through it and not just like go to the emotion, but actually release it and actually let it out of your body, where our bodies stick and trap and hold on to emotion. And if we don't process our emotion every day, if we kind of tamp it down, you don't speak up, you don't let the tears out, you don't let the anger out, this could be happening for years and even since childhood. But all of that emotion, it doesn't just go away because you ignore it. And it tends to get trapped in your body. I mean, I've taught bowspring yoga for years, and that was a big thing about the bowspring is this somatic healing, right? We're opening up the channels of the body so the emotion can process. But not everyone feels equipped to just open the body and let that processing happen. So with these beanbag sessions, you don't actually have to open the body. You may, your inner voice may guide you to that, but you are creating a space to actually let some of these emotions out so you can move past them. Guys, we don't need to hold on to old emotion. The mind likes to, but we really don't need to. And the faster you can start letting these go, not faster, but the more willing you are to start to let these go, the more shifts you're going to see. I personally feel like I'm going through some sort of metamorphosis. That's the word I used to my husband the other day. He's like, oh my God, here we go again. But I had an emotional beanbag come up on my own the other day. I was literally in the middle of doing bowspring yoga, and I was opening. I was doing like a standing back bend, just opening my belly. And then I just got hit with this massive wave of like dizziness and nausea and emotion. And I dropped to the floor and took a child's pose, and just the tears were coming. And then I practiced my own technique that I will do when I work with you guys to literally release that. And it was so interesting because after that, I finished the yoga class. I was a little tired. And then I had this like jolt of energy in the afternoon. I like cleaned all the bathrooms and like organized the house. And the next day I woke up feeling so good. So I'm personally releasing beanbags on my own. Once you do this process with me, you can also do it by yourself. And things start to shift, like old stories are starting to unravel. Old things that I used to hold on to are letting go. My skin looks different. And I've been sharing a lot about my skincare routines because I'm a consultant through Beauty Counter and I'm like in love with the skincare products. But I also am a firm believer that like as we're releasing old trapped emotion, it shows in our skin and in our eyes and in our bodies because we're not holding on to that. So I guess I don't know what to say except this stuff is really, really powerful and it can also be simple. So if that's something you are interested in, will you just let me know? Shoot me a text message, shoot me a DM on Instagram, go to alignful.com/work and sign up for a beanbag session, email me, whatever. If this is something that you're feeling called to or drawn to, that's probably your inner voice talking to you. And it means that it wants to create a safe space for you to have some release. And I want that for you because as I'm experiencing this, like I'm feeling emotional just thinking about this because gosh, what if we all could start releasing our crap that holds us back? It holds weight onto our bodies and in our emotions and in our hearts. And imagine if you can start to let that go one beanbag at a time. It's truly, truly beautiful and magical. I'm grateful that I get to share this work. And yeah, so wow, I just got really excited about that. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Emotional beanbags, inner voice work, all the good things. This week on the podcast, so a couple weeks ago, I talked about breaking out of my old habits and old routines so it didn't feel like I was living in Groundhog's Day. Well, this week I'm going to talk about some of the new things that I have been doing to actually delineate, I think that's the right word, days for me. Because that whole Groundhog Day thing was like every day felt the same. And I was also trying to fit my old routines into my new habits. I think that was episode 33. And it was like not working. So I was doing like a bunch of random different things, which was great. But now I've fallen into kind of a shifted new quarantine routine. And so this is, another Quarantine Diaries episode where I share what these new things I've been doing and how I'm using them to tell the difference between what day is what. And I'm really loving it. So without further ado, here's this week's episode. Hi, everybody. All right, Quarantine Diaries. We're at episode 35 of the podcast, and I'm doing another deep dive share with you. Last week, I shared about all the ways I was snapping at my husband, but also all this inner voice work. The week before, I shared about all the Groundhog Day stuff and how I was like sick of the same old. And this week, I want to share kind of the evolution of where I am now and what my weeks are looking like. And gosh, I'm really enjoying this transformation. And truthfully, quarantine or not, I think this is a really good practice for me of breaking up the days. So previously, I didn't have much routine, and maybe you could relate to this too as you started working at home or just started this new thing. You had kids at home, you had spouses at home, and you're looking for a routine, or you're just happy to not have one for a while. And it's like phase one, you do nothing, you don't have a routine, you don't shower, you wear your pajamas all day, whatever. Then phase two is like, oh shoot, I should have been doing my routine. I'm lazy. I'm a horrible person. So then you try to do all of the old routines, but you realize that that's really an uphill battle because it's just life isn't the same. So you feel kind of stuck. Like you don't have a routine, but you wish you had one because you felt like you were better when you had a routine back in the day. And got it. You have to let go of those old routines and decide what works. And then phase three is like, okay, this is what's working for me now. Okay, this is what's working for Dana now. So let's start with Monday, the first day of the week. I've declared Monday is shower and wash my hair day. Yes, yes, yes. I am washing my hair and blow drying it on Mondays, and I am showering. I think it's a really great way to start the week. I'm also making my bed after I wake up in the morning almost every day because to me, that's like creating this clean energy in the house, and I'm needing that. The house was getting a little out of control. So I wake up on Mondays, I make my bed and, make my coffee, and then I make sure to shower in the morning. It's so good. Then I kind of like on Monday mornings figure out what things I want to do and need to get done for the week. And then I have started participating in this Zoom co-working session. Every Monday, it goes from my time, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's a 3-hour chunk of time. This is maybe the most magical part of my week because I get so much done. One of the coaches that I coach with, Kimmy, she and a friend of hers, Courtney, have started this, and they are just holding the space for us. We're using the Pomodoro technique, which if you haven't done that, go to tomatotimer.com. And it's these 25-minute sessions with a 5-minute break. And then you keep going on with that cycle. It's focused 25 minutes and then 5-minute break. So they're just hosting that. We all jump on a Zoom call, and there's a group of people who do this every week. And then they start with like a little grounding meditation. Then in like the 15-minute midway break, Kimmy pulls an angel card. And then we just all turn our mics off, turn our video off, and then work for those 25-minute sections. And then we do a check-in with the 5-minute breaks. It's amazing. And to get the most out of that time before those calls, I try to kind of do a brain dump of everything that I want to get done in the week, everything that's on my mind, house, business, personal, just everything that's on my mind, I put down. And then in the Pomodoro, I decide what my top 3 to 5 things I want to do. And then I do them. What? This is the most amazing thing in the world. And some of you may be like, Dana, it's not hard for me to focus and work. It is for me though. And so starting my week with a shower and then with this 3-hour work session is so freaking amazing. And then for me, I'm like, okay, after those 3 hours of work, I'm pretty much done working for the day. And then I'm clear on what I have for the rest of the week. So it's a really positive way to start my day, my week. Okay, then we have Tuesdays are pretty open. So Tuesdays are just kind of a work day, but I've been recording my podcast, Hello Tuesday, on Tuesday mornings, okay? So that's kind of a new thing for me. Tuesday mornings is podcast day. Wednesdays are pretty open. Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday are more like an open work day because on Monday I got clear on everything that I had on my list for the week. And I got a big chunk of it done on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, I just work on that stuff, not particularly scheduled. Now I am taking on clients now, so I'm doing deep inner voice sessions and the beanbag sessions, and I have Tuesdays and Wednesdays open for people to book with me on those days. So like this week, I have a couple clients this afternoon and on Wednesday morning. Okay, then things get really fun. Thursdays. Well, Thursdays at 4 p.m. my time, I have a standing video chat with my old college roommates, Whitney and Morgan. Morgan's in New York, Whitney's in LA, so that's why it's at 4 p.m. And we have like an hour and a half video chat with a cocktail. So that's motivation for me on Thursday to get everything done that I needed, including dinner, by 4, so that I can have a cocktail and hang out with Whitney and Morgan. And it's such a great way to start that. Then Fridays are like my free day in general, but I've actually started doing a little bit more like personal development stuff. Last Friday with one of my coaches and friends, Jen, I took her 4-hour social media planning workshop, and then I joined her program. So I'll be working with her this Friday. And then my coaches that I coach with for James Wedmore's Business by Design group, we have every other Friday an 11 a.m. group chat. So that's fun. Then you may have seen this on Instagram if you guys follow me at Dana_Evans. Friday night is pizza night. Oh my gosh, this has been such a game changer. So I make my dough on Friday morning and let it slow rise in the fridge for like 10 hours. And then Friday night, yes, I have like a glass of wine or a cocktail or a beer, whatever. John and I have a drink, and I make homemade pizza. If you haven't seen it, check me out on Instagram this Friday because those pizzas are so good. I make it in my little toaster oven in a sheet pan, and it's off the chain. Okay. Again, something to look forward to, delineating the days. Thursdays, I have cocktails with Morgan and Whitney, or at least we have a video chat. We don't have to drink, but we do. Fridays are Pizza Fridays. Okay. Saturday, another fun thing. Okay, Saturday mornings I have to submit something. So like I always know that Saturdays I have to do that. And then I usually do very little on Saturdays. It's like a chill day. John and I take a few walks. I'll go on a bike ride with him. But then, this is new, Saturday nights, I do a cocktail exchange with my neighbor, Leah. So she's like a mile away. And we each make one cocktail for 2 people. I make it for her and her husband, and she makes it for me and John. And then we drop, one person leaves it at their front porch and the other person drives over and picks it up and does the swap. Can I just tell you guys how much fun this is for me? So I actually like driving over to do the pickup and the drop off because I put on Beyonce, and then I also have Saturday dance party in the car. So I go pick up the cocktail, drive back home, and then I sit in my driveway alone and shimmy and shake and sing to Beyonce, and it's such an amazing energy release. And then I go in and John and I have a cocktail. And it's so fun to be making a cocktail for someone else. So, right, like, yes, I understand I just described 3 things that revolve around food and drink. Well, most of my life revolves around food and drink, people. So no hate here. It's how I like to live life. Like, I get really excited about these things. Now, the cocktail exchange, again, John and I might be having a drink or a cocktail by ourselves on Saturday night, sure. But what makes it so special is that I get to make a fun, cool cocktail for my neighbors, and then they get to make a fun, cool one for me. Ones that either of us may not make on our own, but we're making something extra special because we're giving it to someone. Like, I love going to a bar because I like someone to make a drink for me because I get lazy and I make the same things over and over. So this is such, and like all week I get excited. I'm like plotting. So last week for Leah, I made it was called the Pim's Lemon Crush. I found it on Baked, the blog. So first, actually, my brother made the syrup for me, but you make like a candied lemon and orange peel syrup. So like you reduce it down with the orange peels, and they become these delicious like sugar soaked peel rinds. And then you use that syrup and you mix it with Pim's, which is, it's kind of like a vermouth, but it's gin based. It's very good, a little bitter. herbaceous, and then bourbon and lemon juice. And you mix that with the syrup, and it's so delicious, so refreshing, such a great summer cocktail. The week before, I literally made them pina coladas. So blended coconut milk, frozen pineapple, lime, and rum, baby. And those were also good. They've made us some really interesting cocktails. Last week we had the Aviation, which is James Bond's drink, which is vodka, gin, and Lillet Blanc. Anyway, really fun to do this. It's just different, okay? And then Sundays, I still have, enjoy doing my Sunday things. Sometimes I do them on Fridays, like change the sheets and stuff like that. But Sundays to me are a really nice day. I still like getting the house ready for the week. I still like that ritual on Sundays. And, last week there was a lot of downtime this Sunday because I wasn't feeling great because I had that big emotional beanbag that I had to release. But I've been doing yoga at 11 a.m. So I give myself like down chill time Sunday morning, drink coffee, bake, whatever. Then yoga and stretching at 11, which John has even joined me. And then John will often go on a run and I'll do some house stuff. I'll, laundry, change the sheets, organize the fridge, just kind of that type of thing. And then maybe watch a movie or something Sunday night, go to bed early, ready for Monday morning. So isn't that interesting? So I have like a marking event on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which means I both have something to look forward to and something that changes the day. Oh, and I forgot. Thursdays are also shower and wash my hair day. Okay, so I shower and wash my hair on Mondays and Thursdays. Don't yell at me, guys. I don't shower as often as a lot of people. Now, if I work out, then I'll shower again. But I definitely wash and dry my hair on Mondays and Thursdays. And that's a big deal. If you've seen me on Instagram lately, guys, my hair is so long. And so it's an ordeal to wash it, dry it, and style it. So I only do that twice a week. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. And then things that I throw in as like little special things during the week is I'll do a face mask, right? One day during the week I'll do a face mask. And I will possibly go for a walk at random different times during the day. I'll join John for a bike ride a couple times a week and have different calls and chats with friends and family. But those all get worked in around my core week schedule. And I'm just loving this. So I hope that's helpful for you. It maybe gives you some ideas of how to mix things up. Obviously, the things that I revolve around alcohol, you guys don't have to. In fact, I wanted to share, so it'd be ideal for me to not have alcohol Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? Because I have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday alcohol-related drink. And Sundays are sometimes I'll have an afternoon beer with John, but I prefer to not have alcohol Sunday evening. But one thing that I've been making lately, which my inner voice totally called me to this, I didn't think this up, but I was at Whole Foods and I got 50 ounces of grapefruit juice, like cold pressed grapefruit juice. And I was like, yeah, this sounds so good, which is so out of character. Like I would never buy like their pressed juices. I don't know. It was just that much grapefruit juice, but I brought it home. Then I was at the liquor store getting bourbon for the cocktails that I made for Leah. And I also got this light tonic water from Fever Tree. I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't know what I'll do with it. Well, my inner voice was so wise because it had me mix just the tonic water with the grapefruit juice and ice. And it's like the most delicious, refreshing cocktail. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's probably my best bet to have that cocktail, not a cocktail. And then Thursday, Negronis with my friends. Friday, guys, I totally missed an important thing on Friday. Before Pizza Friday, I actually have been meeting my brother for a distance cocktail. So we've made a cocktail each week and either sat in our cars or like gone on a hike with our drink and chatted. And it's been so nice to just have one-on-one time with my brother to catch up. So that's also been happening Fridays. Anyway, so you don't have to have actual alcohol. I just happen to be having so much fun with cocktails these days. But just give yourself something to look forward to and something that kind of delineates the days. So it's so much fun. Monday is my co-working session. Thursday, I have my video meet with my college roommates. Friday, I have my meetup with my brother, and then it's Pizza Friday. Saturday, I do a cocktail exchange, and Sunday, I do yoga. And I'm so excited. This is feeling like I've found my own flow, and I hope that you're getting to that place now too, because if we just still sit in resistance, like, oh, I can't wait for things to get back, you don't have the same normal to get back to. Just like a little reminder, when you're out of your own routine for this long, your routine isn't even your routine anymore. So remember that this is such a good time to reevaluate. Decide what you want to be doing, how you want to be spending your time, who you want to be spending your time with, and set yourself up so that you're getting these little boosts throughout the week. I mean, when I get to speak to Whitney and Morgan every Thursday, it's so beautiful. Like, I look forward to that. And we've always stayed friends. They were at my wedding, and John and I were at Morgan's wedding in December. But the three of us college roommates, we were randomly placed together, freshman year of college. The three of us now, I don't know how many years later, 12 years later, are just having these weekly chats. Oh, I love them so dearly. And like, these are the things that this type of quarantine has really allowed us. We reevaluate our time. Like, I can have a standing meeting with someone that I really adore, and it's like a social meeting. And that can fit into my schedule. So learning how to really work your schedule so it works for you and helps boost you up. It's so beautiful that we don't have to spend time with people right now for the most part. You know, if you're lucky enough to, enjoy your home life, you don't have to spend time with people that you don't like, right? And you have this unique opportunity to really prune down who you're spending your time with and who you're giving your energy to and what you're giving your energy to. So this is your time. Your time is yours, and you get to decide. And you just happen to be in a place right now where you can be really picky about who you engage with and what you do with your time and your energy. And it's a beautiful thing. So I hope you all are finding routines that you love. If you're feeling a little stuck and like there's some stuff holding you back and you want to do an emotional release beanbag session, let me know. alignful.com/work, or just shoot me a DM or a text message and I'll send you the direct scheduling link, because that's wonderful. And I'll put it also in the show notes so you can book that. It's 44 minutes, $88, and massive shifts. I'm so grateful for all of you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Happy Woo Woo Wednesday, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tuning In podcast. As always, if this would resonate with anyone you know, please share the episode. You can follow along with my journey on Instagram at Dana_Evans, or find me on my website at alignful.com.